Hey guys, for this video I was gonna do our entitled parents. So, in the comments below, just tell me if you want more entitled parents, any other subreddit, as such, anything pretty much appropriate for me to speak of at night out loud. Also suggest games, other stuff, and songs I'm gonna sing, such as ETC all the way forward. Just nothing nasty, you know? And that asks you please like, subscribe, and share this video if you like it. So yeah, let's get into the video. So the first one is, Mom forces me to be her child's boyfriend. So I was in year 12 and I was texting my friend when the shy girl from science class sends me a message. We text for a bit longer and I go to bed. The next day, I wake up my friend asks me why I'm cheating on my girlfriend. I tell him I'm not and ask him why he told me that. Who told him that, sorry. Of course, it was a shy girl. I texted shy girl, asked why she was telling people, but she said she didn't say anything. I make it clear that I don't like her and we only saw each other like twice. I thought that was that, but oh boy was I wrong. I got an email from the shy girl's mom telling me to stop bullying her 16-year-old kid. We emailed back and forth for a bit. Me: I wasn't bullying her. I don't know what you're talking about, EP. She told me that you texted her rude messages. Me: I just told her I already have a girlfriend. Plus, she's 16. Why is she running to you? EP: But she wants to be your girlfriend. Me: I already have a girlfriend. EP: Well, then, she can be your girlfriend instead. Me: Are you serious? After that, her mom kept sending me emails that I didn't reply to, and I just ignored her for the rest of the year. Well, I just have to say that daughter was pretty rude, even though, well, she lied to her mom, saying that the guy was being rude to her, making fun of her or whatever. And then it's more or less the mom's fault and the daughter's fault. Because the daughter, she didn't have to say anything. She should have just left it as a mutual friendship and not like a relationship or anything. But it's the mom's fault for getting in his business and the daughter's business, asking, why I gotta be rude to my daughter like that? You know, like, she's 16, she can handle her own problems. And if you have to figure out why your daughter can't get a boyfriend, that really shows your daughter's personality. She's shy, okay? So she isn't gonna be randomly going up and talking to guys like she did in this story. She may just got a little bit bolder and start talking to him. But if she automatically just assumed they were dating, just because they started talking, something's not right there. Why would you automatically assume you're dating someone just because you started talking? It's stupid. Okay, let's get to the next one. Okay guys, here is the second one. My wife was the entitled parent caused our divorce. So, as a starter, my wife, who I'll call Emily, has always been entitled, as she had grown up with wealthy parents, and truly was one of those keep me in a lifestyle to which I become accustomed types. I accepted that because I knew it was her parents that had made me this way, and that these learned behaviors could be unlearned just by existing in her life. And she truly had a wonderful side. She was generous and loving and truly cared about the people she allowed into her life. I think this also played into her entitled parent status though, because she expected others to be as generous as she could be, and fiercely and blindly protective of her children, unable to see how she/they are in the wrong until after the fact when I explained it to her in great and excruciating detail. All this to say, she had a big disconnect between how she could behave and expectations of others versus what is actually appropriate, and realistic expectations of strangers. With that picture painted, here's what happened. We were at Tesco's with my youngest daughter, who has mild autism and struggles to understand social situations. You may also know that people with autism have this distorted sense of self and can be very self-centered. My daughter collects Funko Pops and is currently obsessed with Harry Potter. She needed a Luna Lovegood in the line headdress one. Every time we went to Tesco's, she would run to the toy aisle to see if they had it. We could have ordered it online, but we promised to get her if it was there. And This hope made it far easier to have managed having her end whatever activity she was doing at home, and to get her in the car. She struggles with transitions, and these could be hugely stressful for her. So, on this occasion, we arrived at Tesco's and she runs right to the aisle. We followed behind at a distance to allow her time to browse without us looking over her shoulder. She's been out of sight for no longer than a minute when we hear her scream. We both ran over in a panic and find my daughter trying to pry the coveted pop out of another young girl's hands. The young girl's in a wheelchair and clearly has severe learning disabilities. I know you will judge my daughter here, but please do keep in mind that she has autism and associated learning disabilities herself. The girl in the wheelchair is trying to hold the pop out of reach, and her mom is standing to the other side of her, trying to get in between my daughter and hers without touching my daughter. A trying task. My wife stomps over and immediately starts on the mother. Don't you dare touch my daughter! The mom, with the patience of a saint, looks at my wife and says, I'm not. I'm trying to stop her hurting my daughter. I get a bit annoyed at this because my daughter has never been violent with anyone, but can see why she would make this assumption given what is happening. My wife did not see this. She instantly started shouting, How dare you! What do you think she is, some kind of monster? She would never hurt a retarded person. She just wants to pop. If you give it to her, she would leave you alone. She looks at the girl and says, Give it to her, now. The mom instantly steps into my wife's face and very calmly warns my wife, that if you call her daughter that again, she will beat the living out of her. My wife looked at me for help, and I just looked at her. The truth is that I was about to intervene on behalf of the mother. I was so full of rage that my wife at this point should call childless and give her own daughter issues, and how upset she, my daughter, had gotten when she had been called this in the past. I knew right then that this woman I had chosen to marry was a vile human being. They argued back and forth for a little while with no real resolution. Meanwhile, I had grabbed and picked up my daughter to stop her from trying to get to the young girl with the pop. The argument was pretty mundane. Wait, I'm off. Sorry, a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. The argument was pretty mundane. The usual things you'd expect. The mother explaining why she didn't have to give up the toy as her daughter had picked it up first. We later found out there was loads left on the shelf. It wasn't even the only one. And then my wife then had the audacity to tell this woman that my daughter needed it because she has autism and her daughter didn't. At this point, I got fed up of listening and did intervene. I cut my wife off and apologized profusely to the mother and offered to buy her daughter the pop. She, not so politely but understandably, declined. As she made her way away from my wife, began screaming at me about how I should have offended her and how I was out of order for not. I explained to my wife that I would have nothing to say to her until we got to the car, noticing that the remaining Luna popped and let my daughter choose another. My wife followed me around trying to engage me in conversation, but I ignored her for the most part, and reiterated that I had no intention of speaking to her. I had never been so disgusted by anyone in my life, and the idea that this woman was the mother of my child made me feel sick. I later explained to her she was wrong, and she began to get it, but the damage had been done. I could not have someone who would use that word to describe someone who had been worse than her daughter. We ended up divorcing over something else weeks later, but in the back of my mind then, and now this is the beginning of the end. I know this isn't much of a climatic conclusion, but I wanted to share this. Think of you guys find it enough. I'm hugely shocked at the attention of this guy, and I'm glad that a majority of fine folks seem to agree with the action I chose to take. However, a couple of quick edits to update everyone. For this asking why she still got the toy, I'll copy and paste the reply I've offered to someone else who asked earlier. I had to think about it before I got her the pop. Had things not escalated that way the way they did, I would have explained to her why her behavior was wrong, had her apologize, and then explain back to me why her behavior was wrong before I could even consider it. However, with the way things had happened, I decided that it would be unfair to not get it for her when it was not her fault. That things had escalated and that I had been prevented from going through the process with her, it was made abundantly clear that A. This was not a reward, and B. That her behavior was unacceptable. For those asking about custody, we share custody, but that's a whole other story. If you can point me in the direction of a subreddit where a story of someone trying to prevent sharing custody would be appropriate, I'll post there. Maybe I'll add here, but not right now because I'm on my phone right now and wouldn't want to type it all out. Also, Q-Star just covered this in a video which I thought was cool, as it was his videos that even let me know the subreddit exists. Okay, so wife really was trying to protect her daughter, as she seems a bit hot-headed. She doesn't seem to be able to think clearly when in heated situations that involve her daughter, as her daughter is autistic. So, the mom has a bad way of thinking when it comes to her daughter. She's like a helicopter parent almost. She doesn't let her daughter grow to learn, as the father does. The father wants her to grow and learn and understand the world. He wants the daughter to be able to not stick to the line, I'm autistic, so I can't do that. He wants her to grow and be able to realize she can do the things. She can try. If she really tries, she can do it. But with the mom's helicopter point parenting and such, the daughter is sticking to, I'm autistic, I can't do it. And she should just not really try, I guess. So with the mom being the kind of helicopter parent that she is at that point, it's not helping the daughter out at all, but she doesn't seem to realize it. Almost like Bakugo from My Hero Academia, how he's hot-headed, and when it comes to anybody even coming in contact with him about, I guess, his quirk and stuff, that he gets extremely angry immediately because he's hot-headed, you know? And so that's kind of what I think about it. The father was in the right here, whereas both daughters from the other family in this family, they have disabilities. The little girl in the wheelchair, she wasn't wrong to try and hold it away from the daughter in that, but I can understand that since they both have disabilities, that she was like, no, this is mine, don't take it from me. But if the mother had told the daughter she could just give it to her and she can get another one since there's a lot, and clearly that one daughter didn't seem to notice. So it says she has mild autism and that she struggles for social situations. It also says she is very self-centered, as you can see towards the bottom of the screen. So that kind of pinpoints as to why she acted that way when she saw the one daughter with the Funko Pop. She was like, I really wanted that and I've been waiting a long time for that, and now that little girl has it, but I really want it. She should really just give it to me. And so I can understand why that whole situation escalated that way. But it was really the mom that pushed it even further, because if she hadn't intervened but instead pulled her daughter back and tried to talk to her and tried to explain to her and show her that there were more Funko Pops, then, you know, the situation wouldn't have been that bad, and the dad could have explained to things, and he would have never realized how disgusting the mother was. You know? But one thing I do want to point out, now that I'm thinking about it, since they're split up in their shared custody, I kind of feel bad for the daughter because the father isn't around to watch over and see how the mother's treating the daughter now. So the mother may be doing that kind of whole, you are autistic, so other people should treat you as such and tread carefully around you. They should give you everything you want. So I kind of really feel bad for the daughter because the mother is just treating her like she's a small infant. She can't do anything herself. Well, before I even go on a whole rant about this small recording session is about to end, so I need to stop it and then restart it. And then we'll get to number 3. So, see you then. Okay guys, I'm back. I fixed the recording stuff, so now I have more time to record with, So, let's get back into it. This is number 3. Entitled parents sues my school for not letting her kid into the Gifted and Talented program. I attended a fairly prestigious school in New York City where there are a lot of rich kids, rich parents, billionaires. Honestly, the school isn't even that good academically. It just has a very good reputation with colleges and stuff. With the new semester just starting, about 10% of the class gets put into the Gifted program, and 10% get put into the Helped program. Pretty much just rich, lazy kids. This kid named Aiden was notorious for being very rich, but was also a total sleep bag and a bully. I'm gonna say dirtbag and a bully. He would often bully me and my friends for being nerds because we're in the Gifted program. His parents have been called to the school multiple times because he constantly spends days in detention. The kid literally called the cops from prison after being held into detention. His parents managed to sue the school and they somehow got into an agreement where Aiden gets to get out of detention and his parents won't tell anyone. His mom is the generic entitled parent. Her name is Rachel. She thinks Aiden deserves everything. He has a $5,000 gaming laptop he uses for YouTube and is always wearing some fancy clothes that he cannot afford. He also makes sure I know that. Oh, wait. Let's fix this before I miss more words. I'll pause this real quick. Alright, I'm gonna reread that. He has a $5,000 gaming laptop he uses for YouTube and is always wearing some fancy clothes that I cannot afford. He also makes sure I know that. Rachel threatened to sue the schools for a second time for discriminating against her son. She claimed that schools put her son into the Help program because they were Jewish. Somehow the school was very defensive because they already had a contract that pretty much said the school cannot punish her baby. The bleeping school decided it was good to put the lazy piece of bleep in the Gifted program. The kid is holding back the class because he pretty much just jumped from pre-algebra to calc/trigonometry combined class. We literally can't learn anything at a very expensive school because of this plot. I really hate any parent that abuses their money and power to ruin other people's lives. You know, I find that really messed up. This kid is stupid, and his parents refuse to see that. He doesn't try to learn anything because he already knows his parents are rich and they'll just buy their way through it. This kid is going nowhere in life, and one day his parents are going to be like, "You need to get a job and stop leeching off of us." And he's going to be like, "Mom, I can't get a job. No one will hire me." And they'll be like, "Why doesn't anybody hire you?" It's because he's stupid. I'm just going to say he's stupid. He's a rich kid who does nothing, will buy his way through everything, and once time comes that he's gonna need to know stuff and to get a job and all that he won't have the brains to do it. And the mom is just fueling this fire. Right now it's a little match, because what's in the story is a match. It's him not knowing stuff. He could really go back and start learning it all again. If they had the time to do that, if they could send him back and relearn it all, then he'd be able to catch up with them pretty fast, if he just took the time to sit down and learn it. But he doesn't. They're just buying their way through everything. And the more money they throw at this, like suing and all that, the more stuff that they throw to this is only fueling the fire. But once it becomes time that he tries to get into college and such, and get a job, have a nice home, marry a woman, well, it doesn't have to be a woman, marry someone, settle down, have a family, you know how it be, you know how the parents will be, they'll be like, "We need to start a family." Yeah, he won't be able to do that. Nobody's gonna want to marry someone who doesn't have a job, who's no smarter than 5th grade math, or I guess 9th grade, about 9th grade. Because pre-algebra is about 8th, 9th grade. Calculus and trigonometry is somewhere in the middle of high school. So, if he's jumping from the beginning of first year in high school and the last year in middle school, that's about a 14-year-old's education. A small child, not even of legal age, do much of anything besides exist. Um, if he has no higher education than that, he's going nowhere in life. So that's his downfall. He's stupid, and he's not going nowhere because his parents aren't even trying to get him to be smart. They're letting him be stupid and making him even more stupid. So yeah, it's stupid. So let's go on to the next one before it gets too late and I have to go to bed. I have enough time for one more. So on to the next one. Okay, this was the last one. This is number 4. Rock climbing nightmare. I worked at a rock climbing gym over the summer to make some money before going off to college. I worked there as a belayer, the person who manages ropes so the climber does not fall and die. So when people come in and do not know how to climb, you can try out. EM is the title, mommy used to title that. On this particular day, I had a group of 2 kids who were about 9 years old. After getting them geared up, the ETs left to the lounge, so I started to let them climb. The first girl went up perfectly fine, no issues, while the second girl went up the wall. She got really scared about the height and wanted to come down. I didn't charge for another climb when this happens because usually new climbers have tried. Because it usually gives the new climbers a try at how it feels to come off the wall and makes them calm down usually. This girl is absolutely petrified and would not let go of the wall, something you need to do to come down. She starts screaming and crying super loudly because she's scared, and EM comes running over and instantly yells at me. What are you doing to my child? What do you mean? She doesn't scream like that unless she gets hurt. Did you hurt my baby girl? No, she's just scared to come off the wall. I wanted to lower her so that way she could try again. And you were going to charge me. No, she's only like 5 feet off the ground. Em gets offended over me stating how high off the ground she is. Are you making fun of her? No, how dare you? I want to speak to your manager about how you make fun of new climbers. So at this point, I'm able to get the girl off the wall and she runs over to the desk where EM is getting my manager. He's a really chill guy and watched the whole situation, so he sticks a different belayer with the group and puts me in a different group. At this point, he told me not to talk to them and just avoid contact with them since they're furious with me, and I took the other group to a different room to climb. About 20 minutes later, the ED finds me, and while I'm belaying, yanks on my shirt. He starts arguing with me, and since I'm belaying another person on a higher wall, I'm not directly looking at him so I can pay attention to the climber. You think you make fun of my kids, huh? You think you're a hot self? No, I never made fun of her. Don't lie to my face. Why did you make fun of a 9-year-old? Just because you work here doesn't mean you can put new climbers down. Just because she didn't get up the wall doesn't mean that she can't climb. I never said that at all. I simply said she got scared. And I won't charge for another climb since that isn't fair. Now I can't speak to you right now since I'm belaying and the climber would get hurt if I don't pay attention. I can't believe you right now. You're doing something else. I will make sure you don't work here anymore and tell everyone how much a piece of you are. After this, ED leaves, my manager told me that I was fine and not to worry about what had happened. My manager said that he told the owner, and if they get into any complaints about this, they would be ignored. Still, to this day, I don't understand how I am in the wrong, but I think it's a pretty interesting story overall, and I loved working there. I really think I was messed up how the mom just assumes what he's saying, and not even letting him finish his sentences. Because he or she, I'm not sure. Let me just say they. They were just doing their job and helping the people and being a belayer. I don't know how to say belayer. Hold up, I'm gonna look it up. Belay. Affix a running rope around a cleat, rock, pin, or other object to secure it. Yep, I'm saying it right. Okay. Let's go back. Okay, so the mom just assumed She just assumed what they were saying, and they're just trying to get her to understand. She just wouldn't understand. Because she just came in immediately saying that they were hurting their child, their daughter. When really, they weren't hurting their daughter. And when she tried to understand that the 9-year-old was scared of heights, the mom wouldn't take the fact that her daughter is scared of stuff. And I could understand the little girl's pain, being scared of heights and that. Because I'm short, personally. I am short. If I get anywhere higher than my own height, then, not even my own height, just a little bit shorter than my own height, and I'll be like, I'm gonna fall. It's like I have this couch with the railing that's a foot off the ground, and because I have to stand on it sometimes for reasons involving Christmas, and whenever I stand on it, I get really scared and I have to hold onto the wall just so I won't fall. Mind you, this is only a foot off the ground, and just so you can understand, I'm 5'2" or 3, one of those, 5'3", I'm gonna say, just so I seem taller than I actually am. I'm so short. Anyways, I could understand her fear of heights and why she was screaming and crying like that. She's 5 feet off the ground, and that's pretty scary. Especially if you go to places like the Tower of Americas and you go on the elevator up to the top. I was literally hugging the wall, hiding behind my sisters and some random guy that was in there. I was scared, to say the least. I don't even know how tall the Tower of Americas is, but I know it's pretty tall. So when I went up there, mind you, I'm in an elevator, so the whole time going up, I was just like, it's gonna fall, yeah. And once we got to the top, it was real windy around the little ring that goes around the room, the eating area itself. And so when I was walking around out there, it was extremely windy in that. And I have coins in my pocket. I had coins in my pocket, mind you. My mom was walking behind me, and as I was kind of like running around the little area, trying to run against the wind, my jacket flew back and the coins started flying out. I was like, Mommy, are you okay? Thankfully none of them hit her, but still. Anyway, I stopped talking about that. Horrifying experience. The dad didn't have to go after him, as the whole ordeal was already over. He was moved to a different group and they had a new belayer. There's no reason that dad, the entitled dad, should have went after him and tried to talk to him like that. Doesn't make sense. You think you make fun of my kids, huh? You think you're hot? Stuff. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm just doing my job, and I wasn't making fun of your daughter. And then later he goes on to saying that he's lying to him, that the kid, the guy that works, the person that works there, saying that they're lying to him, and that they're just making fun of his daughter and stuff like that. It's pretty messed up, because the daughter's, there. She's scared of heights, so she starts freaking out and crying, but she's scared to let go because she doesn't want to fall. And the parents just make a whole big deal out of nothing. The guy is just doing it. I don't want to say guy. It seems rude because I don't know who the guy is, bro. Let's consult the comments don't help me. Well, I don't think the comments are gonna help me. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, the recording ended. I was paying attention to the time. Sorry, it's my mistake. But I really just want to see if they were a boy or a girl. So I'm just gonna go back to saying they. But it really isn't their fault, because the parents were just switching the blame from their child over to them because they wanted to believe that their precious little angel had no faults. But, you know, my man's 11:17 right now. So I have to quickly wrap this up before I die, because I have my benchmark tomorrow. If you don't know what that is, it's like a testing. A major testing before the major test happens, because we have a benchmark, so we have a STAR, which is our state tax test. I think it's taxes, something like that. But whatever. It's late, and I need to take it tomorrow. So they are just doing their job and trying to handle this like a mature adult, while the entitled parents believe that the daughter is not at fault, but instead the worker is. The worker did nothing wrong. Well, what I'm worried about is, why didn't the child intervene? Why didn't the child say, they weren't doing anything wrong, Mom, I'm just scared? You know? The child just let, there's two kids, mind you. One of them had to at least been able to say, Mom, it's not their fault. You know? The 9-year-old. The 9-year-old's scared. The other 9-year-old, is both 9, I guess. Yeah, the other 9-year-old is scared. So, someone could have said something, and yet they decided to let the adults handle it. Bet they hear that a lot. Don't intervene, sweetie. Let the adults talk. Just so the adults can protect themselves with their parents and tell them that they're right, and that everybody else is being shown their rude and disrespectful to their precious little angels. They just kind of grow up not saying anything. Well, this is what I'm guessing. I don't know these people. But this is my last one for tonight. I'll try to record again tomorrow, and then I'll try to keep these videos posted. And if I don't get these videos posted, these will be saved for a later date and posted. Currently I'm recording this February 5th, 2019, so if you see this at any other time, besides like a day or two after, just know it's me being professional grade A procrastinator. Okay. Oh. One moment, I have to switch screens. Okay, now we're at a rainbow screen. Yay! Y'all probably love this, don't you? Know you hate it. But, like I said at the beginning of the video, I ask you please like, subscribe, and share. Comment in the comment section down below if there's anything you'd want me to check out, such as games, videos, reactions, and that. Any songs you'd like me to sing that aren't dirty, I guess, that have minimum amount of cuss words, and any subreddits you'd like me to check out. Anything you'd really want me to look at that will get me 6 feet underground, pretty much. So, guys, please like, subscribe, and share anything down below that you want me to check out. So, thank you all. I'll see you later.